Tensions in West Asia are nearing a boiling point. The hostilities from the war in Gaza continued today as well. Israel is ramping up its attack against the Hamas militants. Israel's former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert has issued a stern warning to the army. He says Israel will face dire consequences if it sends troops into the besieged Gazan city of Rafah. Now, making a direct reference to the killing of dozens of aid seekers in Gaza on Thursday, the former Prime Minister says the country's current leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, should stop the war against Hamas militants. He says the country should rather focus on how the Israeli army can be taken out of Gaza and allow international forces to go in the besieged strip as peacemakers. Further adding that if army is sent into Rafah, other nations, including the US, will find an assault on Rafah intolerable.
So former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert, thank you for speaking with WION. Now, you've been quoted as saying that a Rafah attack is a risk that you believe Israel cannot afford to take. Why do you believe that to be the case?
Well, right now, as you probably heard, there was a terrible disaster in the center of Gaza, and there is a charge against Israel that we are responsible for killing 100 civilians that were rushing to get the humanitarian supply there. And as a result, the Egyptians already announced that Israel is responsible, the IDF is responsible for the killing of 100 civilians. And this is a major blow to the relations between Israel and Egypt. This is just an introduction to what may happen if and when Israel will take a massive counteroffensive in Rafah. And this is what scares me. I think that we have reached a point where we have to ask ourselves, and I don't know that I have the only possible answer, but I definitely have a question. Do we need the next phase in Rafah to the interest of the strategic security interest of the state of Israel? Or we may find that the cost of this operation may be very expensive for the interest of Israel. And one of the possible outcomes of this is the reaction of Egypt, which is very, very unhappy with this option. So we have to find out and see what may be the possible benefits to Israel from this operation. Are we going to kill what? How many more Hamas terrorists we are going to kill? How many non-involved civilians may be victims as a result of this operation? How many Israeli soldiers are going to be killed? And what will be the outcome, the bottom line of this operation in terms of the wider interests of Israel and the relations between Israel and Egypt? So I think that needs to be very carefully measured by us, and we should listen to the warnings coming from Joe Biden, the American administration, and equally also to the request of the Egyptians to be very careful before we take any such step.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.